Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. How are you? I am feeling fantastic. So freaking good. I am racing in, or participating in, an Ironman half triathlon, 70.3 distance, in Atlantic City, New Jersey on September 23rd, 2018, which is 5 weeks from today. And I'm excited and nervous, but mostly excited. And if it was tomorrow, I would just be like really excited to get it over with and get it out of my system because I'm just so like full of energy right now. I'm not sure what changed this week, although I have a sneaking suspicion it's my nutrition. I told you guys that last week, due to external stressors, which still exist, I ate poorly. A lot of keto snacks for the most part, a lot of like new treats, new snacks, just too much snacky stuff and not enough good real food. And even though it wasn't terrible, I feel like at this point my body is like we're in a system of precision right now, and my sleep needs to be right, my food needs to be right in order for my energy and my mood and my training to be right. And last week it wasn't. But this week we're good, fam. Like I ate on point every day, and I think that's a huge part of why I just feel fantastic this week. I also filmed a what I eat in a day on Monday and Tuesday, which is the most recent video live on my channel. So if you're interested in actually seeing what I ate this week, that's there. Also, there's some footage of my Tuesday training ride in that video, if you're interested. But yeah, my food was on point. I feel like I ate deliciously this week, and just keeping in mind that when I eat poorly, I feel poorly. This is like the story of my life. Why can't I remember that? But just keeping that in the front of my mind really, really helps. And I mean, it's not like, oh, I'm suffering eating like lettuce and nothing else. Like, I'm eating good and delicious foods. I just need to cut all the like junk. By junk, like last week, I felt like I ate a bunch of those Quest chips, the Dorito ones. I ate a bunch of like protein bars that I found. I don't know. I don't even know what I ate last week, but it wasn't my norm, and I feel better now. Anyway, that's the first thing. Second thing about my bike. Oh yes, so I took my bike to the bike shop, which the bike shop that is here is fantastic. In fact, I saw recently that they're like nationally ranked as like one of the 50 best bike shops in America or something, which is incredibly fortuitous because they're like 10 minutes from my house. I've been there many times. They're always super helpful. But this time, the guy that was helping me was just like, took a special interest in me / pity and really, really helped me. So my coach, Jackie, gave me aero bars, which are these like handlebars that go in the middle of the bike so that you can like crouch and lean in and get really like aerodynamic on the bike. She had been saying like, I'll give them to you when you're ready. And she has decided that I'm ready. So she gave them to me. I took them to the bike shop. The guy who took them was like, is this bike your little sister's? I was like, why? He said, it's way too short for you. Okay. So he like measured me and put the bars in the right place. But then he took me to this other area and he mounted my bike up on this like pedestal thing. And I had my shoes in my car and I got up on the bike, which I wasn't expecting to do, and pedaled for like an hour while he fiddled with everything. The seat height, forward and back, the handlebars. And then he explained a lot of things about my posture and how my pelvis should be tilted and how I should be holding my head and my arms. Anyway, it was like an in-depth lesson that I was not expecting that just like fell from the sky. That was wonderful. Really a blessing, if you will. It was just he really seemed, like I said, he seemed interested in helping me, probably because it was obvious to him that I don't know what I'm doing. So, the main thing was that he raised the seat on my bike like 6 inches, which I didn't realize it was too low. But, apparently when you pedal around, you know, like you get the most power from like the top of your pedal. And so if you're like overextending and you don't get all the way down, you're not getting the full amount of power out of your leg that you could be. So it's important to have your seat at the right height. I knew that, I just didn't know it was at the wrong height. Basically, when you're standing next to your bike, your seat should be effectively where your hip bone is. And this is true for indoor bikes too. So if you guys ever go to the gym or if you're at a spin class or whatever, stand next to your bike and the seat should be where your hip bone is, which might seem very high, but when you sit on it, your leg should be almost fully extended at the bottom. Again, I knew this, I just didn't know that mine was too low because I don't really see myself in a mirror on the bike, whatever. Plus, when Jackie rides with me, she's riding with me. She's not like standing there looking at me. Plus, this guy's like really an expert and she's more of like an experienced participant. So anyway, it was really great that he took so much time out of his day. He didn't even charge me for it. He just charged me for the installation of the bars. But we were there for like well over an hour, just going through everything, and it was very helpful. He also showed me like different seats. They're called saddles, different saddles if I ever wanted to buy a new one. Ultimately, he said, look, I explained to him that it was a borrowed bike and that everything was borrowed basically. And he said, this is certainly much better than what you would have had. Nothing. Or like a Walmart bike. But if you're ever going to race again, you need to get your own bike because this bike is slightly too small for you and you probably want a saddle that's meant for racing as opposed to like road riding. And I didn't really know they were different, but he had this like model skeleton of the pelvis and like showed me how the pelvis bones sit on a tri saddle as opposed to like a road bike saddle. And it's incredible. Like the support on the bones is different because basically when you're racing, you lean your upper body way forward, right? Almost like parallel to the ground. Whereas when you're just riding around the city, when you're just like road biking, you're much more upright. I mean, not like 90 degrees, but you're like this way. Whereas when you're racing, you're like this way. Anyway, all of it made a lot of sense and he was very knowledgeable and that was just a really great experience. So I'm looking forward to riding with Jackie on Tuesday with the aero bars and the heightened seat and all the adjustments. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm really proud of myself. I feel like consistency is key and in all things, whether it's exercise or diet or anything else in life, if you just keep doing it long enough, eventually it becomes easy. And I don't know, every single time I run, you guys, every single time I run more than like 2 miles, I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. Like, I just want to take pictures and show them to everyone and post pictures. And I'm just so like proud of myself. I don't know, this week I was feeling really good about what I've accomplished. Like it really hit me that I have done all the distances of an Ironman half triathlon this week. Kind of with no problem, kind of without dying. I mean, not all back to back in one day, but in 2 days. And I feel fine. I feel good. I'm able to do it. And that's an incredible feeling. And again, not just with triathlon training, but I truly believe that in all things, if you just keep doing it long enough, just keep doing it, whatever it is, just keep at it. Eventually it's going to become easy. And I really think consistency is the key. So, having said that, I just want to talk a little bit about the specifics of the distances of my training plan. And if you're interested in the training plan that I'm following, it is linked below. I've linked it in all of my triathlon series videos, so you can always see it there. But I hadn't like zoomed out and looked at the bigger picture. Basically, at the very beginning, if you guys recall, I copied and pasted like every day's entry into my Google Calendar because I live by my calendar, and my husband and I have like a shared calendar, so he can like on his phone he can see what I'm training today and where I'm going to be and stuff like that. So anyway, I guess I was only looking at it day by day. Today I have to do this, tomorrow I have to do that, and I hadn't like looked at what the plan generally is. But the way it works is it's 3 weeks of like increase, then a rest week when you go back in your distances a little. Then 3 weeks, increase, rest. So it's like 4 weeks, and it's a 16-week plan. So it's 4 sets of 4 weeks. So I just finished my 3rd set, basically. Well, actually next week is a rest week. So I finished my 3rd peak. So it's like peak, rest, peak, rest, peak, rest. I'm in that 3rd peak, which is the highest one I'm ever going to have, which is crazy. So just as a reference, it's a 6-day-a-week training plan. 2 days a week are time bike rides. So like 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes. 2 days a week are short runs with short swims. Those started at like, 4.5 miles and 1,200 meter swim. And then 1 day a week is a long bike ride. And then 1 day a week is a long run and a long swim. So 2 days short bike, 2 days short swim and run, 1 day long bike, 1 day long swim and run. That's what the days of the week are, and those distances have just changed week over week. So for me, the anchor, or what I like measure it by, is the distance of the run, because that's the hard part for me. So just as a reference, the distances of the long run have been 6 miles, 6, 7, 8, rest at 7, or recovery week, sorry. Then 9, 10, 11, recovery of 9. Then 12, 13, 14, which is what I did today. Next week will be a recovery of 10 miles. And then the last set of 4 weeks is a little bit different, because that last week is race week on Sunday, actually. So after that, it'll be 10, 12, 12, and then race day. So that's almost like a peak, like an increase as well. And just for reference, the long bike rides have been, in terms of miles, 20 miles. So 20, 25, 30. Back to 25, 35, 40, 45, back to 35, 50, 55, 60, which is what I did yesterday, back to 45, then 50, 45, 40. And then in that last week leading up to race day, so like race day's on Sunday, but the days leading up to that, everything is super short. So like the day before race day, it's literally a 10-minute run, 10-minute bike, 10-minute swim. Like, because you taper, and that way your energy is like super high and you're ready to go for race day. So I don't know, I'm starting to like look at the next couple of weeks, because it's literally only 5 weeks to race day, which is crazy. Like I said, I finally reached the moment where I feel like I'm ready, which is nuts. How did that happen, like, in such a short amount of time? I feel like just the other day I was sitting here telling you guys I was gonna die and there was no way I could do it, and why the heck did I sign up for this thing? Now I feel like, yeah, let's do it. I could do it tomorrow. Like, let's go. And none of the weeks leading up to the race will be as hard as the week that I just finished. Like, I've done it. I've done the hardest part. And it's just a really incredible feeling. I'm just really proud of myself. I don't know. I think, like I said, I think the nutrition has played a really big part in me being in such a good mood, but also just me like zooming out and seeing the bigger picture and being proud of myself. You guys have been so incredibly supportive. I can't even stand it. You guys are amazing. I was talking to one of my cousins today that I used to be really close with, but we haven't talked in a while. And just today I told him that I'm doing this race, and he didn't know. He was like, wow, that's incredible. I wish I could be there to cheer you on at the finish line. And the first thought that came through my head was like, if you were just there for race day, you wouldn't have seen, like, that's not what I'm proud of. Like, finishing the race won't be what I will be proud of when this is all said and done. What I'm proud of is what I'm doing right now. 16 weeks of training plus, 16 plus, because, I did the running training plan before all this. I wanted to say to him, like, I wish you could see what I'm doing right now. I wish you could see, like, how hard I've worked for months. That's what I'm proud of, Race day is one day, It's everything that leads up to it that really matters. And in that moment, I realized how much I value you guys, and how special, and how that puts you guys in, like, a really special place in my heart, because you have been seeing all of my progress and difficulties and, my ups and downs, and you've been there for all of that. And this is what I'm proud of, my consistency and persistence and stick-to-itiveness. So anyway, thanks for being witness to that. Thanks for being so supportive. Thanks for being there for me. And yeah, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really grateful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk with you soon.